Good morning, everybody. I'm here at the Office of Emergency Services. I want you to take a look behind me. This is the State Operations Center where people from all across the state of California are working together to make sure that we are combating this fire effectively. We have the National Guard here, we have the American Red Cross here, and we have CAL Fire. They're all working together on watching the fires that are ravaging the state of California. There are just a couple in our area that are the biggest. We're going to bring in Brian May. He's with the Office of Emergency Services. You have the latest numbers on the fires throughout our area. Tell us a little bit about this map and what new numbers you have.
So the fires get updated overnight. 7 o'clock in the morning we get the new briefings. I'm going to start down south on the largest of the 4 fires, the Cranston fire, which was at 13,139. Firefighters able to keep that in check. Still the same acreage, and it went from 57% contained to 82% contained. Moving up, the Ferguson fire, this is the one that's been in Yosemite Valley, blanketing the valley with smoke. About the same. They kept it in the same acreage, and containment went from 30%, as you see on there, now up to 35%.
That's good
Moving
news.
up to the Mendocino complex, and this is actually 2 separate fires, and it's covering both Mendocino and Lake County.
Okay.
This one's the one that's growing. You see 55,000 on there. It's jumped up to 74,000 acres, and containment just from 10% now up to 12%. And then the one we've all been talking about, the largest one up at the top of the state, the Carr Fire. Good night overnight for the firefighters. It went from 98,000 acres to about 110,000 acres in containment, up from 20%. It is now at 27%.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how you guys are working here at the Office of Emergency Services to make sure that we are having the resources available to combat these fires.
Well, this room exists so that we can move people around at a moment's notice. And what we're doing is getting firefighters where they're needed, when they're needed, from not only all across the state of California, but we've got 17 states in the United States that have either sent resources here or are on their way to sending resources here. And resources, anything from vehicles and equipment to manpower as well. We've got thousands of firefighters now working these, and the people in this room are not only working on the fires, but on helping the people who have been evacuated and affected by these fires, making sure they've got places to sleep, food, water, clothing, and the essential needs.
As we all cover this story, a lot of people are hearing that it's no longer a fire season, it's now a fire year. A lot of people are saying that. That sounds scary.
Right.
Is the state of California ready for a fire year rather than a fire season?
We are ready, and that's the very reason that this room exists, so that when we get an emergency and we need to get a lot of resources in, people in this room don't have to make phone calls and try and introduce themselves. You know who that person is you need to contact, because that person is sitting right across the room, and we can mobilize lots of resources very, very quickly.
A lot of people are affected by the fires, and a lot of people are at home watching, wondering, and afraid, am I next? What should everyone know? What can people do?
2 simple steps that we like to urge people to do. First and foremost is make sure you've signed up for your local emergency alerts. That's usually done through the county, a lot of times the sheriff's office. Make sure your cell phone is turned on that you can get those emergency alerts. And then for you and your family, have a plan. You can't assume that the whole family is going to be together if you get evacuated. Have a place that you know you're going to meet as a family. You may be separated if you get evacuated, and there may not be cell service. Have a place you know you're going to meet so that you don't have to worry for a day or so, or even hours. Did my husband, wife, children make it out okay?
That can be a really, really scary situation. Really good tips to remember. We are covering the fire for you on air, online, and on Facebook. Reporting live for Kirsten, reporting live for ABC 10 News. I'm Kirsten Holmes.